Welcome to the Wanna Be Mindful podcast. This is your host here, Dr. Sean and Dr. Jared. How you doing today, Sean?
I'm doing good, Dr. Jared. I appreciate the introduction. I was about to hit it, but I'm glad you took it away. You're stepping up to the plate as the co-host, and you are really making a name for yourself in these streets.
I'm trying my best, Sean. My name has been kind of in the underground streets. A little bit here and there have heard about it. And I want to get it up there. I want to get the rep up. I want people to know my name. I want it to go down the history books, just like we were talking about in that one time when 200 years from now, is anybody going to really remember your name?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, positively not with that attitude. But with the attitude of, yes, you make it your goal to write your name around the world. Like, say, write your name on some random thing like 10 times a day all around the world. Your name's going to be found in the history books. It's going to be found 200 years from now. That's actually a pretty good idea.
Maybe not the history books, but maybe the history books. But I'm thinking
history sculptures.
I mean, people will definitely see the name on the walls that you're running around, and they'll think to themselves, okay, this guy wrote his name everywhere. Who's this Jared? Dr. Jared? I want to know this doctor.
Was he really a doctor?
So basically, your message is you're welcome. Your message is basically you're saying if you want your name to be known, you can take initiative to go down that path and make it happen.
Literally go around the world, write it down where you see fit, and somebody will come across it.
That's eventually. One way to figuratively do it, but you can also take another route, build a company, make a cure for a disease or
cancer.
We already got that, guys. Is that not a popular opinion?
What, that we have a cure of cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, no, maybe so.
I don't really know. I was just messing around.
Because if everybody does know the cure of cancer, then why are people still going through chemotherapy?
Because like a Dollar Tree business, hospitals need patients to run their business. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that because it's a little strange and a little crazy. But what were you staring at right there? Is everything okay on the technical side of the laptop?
Yeah, it stopped for some reason, but yeah, keep going.
It does look like it's. Oh no, it's still going. Right. So we have been gone for a little bit.
Yes, we have.
We have been stressed, depressed, and retested when it comes to life. Like life challenges you. So the podcast had to be put on hold for a little bit. I'm sorry.
As the host of a Wanna Be Mindful podcast, though, I can say that I have not been depressed.
That was just also just a rhyme with
joke. It was just a joke. We don't get depressed over here.
There's a bug on the computer.
We're unfortunately too mindful. But honestly, I was gonna keep going with something along the lines of what we were talking about before. Do you think that it's a good idea? Because have you seen the video? What it looks like you want to talk about?
My laptop, I didn't know till now, is touchscreen, and it's been 18 months. I didn't know it was touchscreen. Guys, I'm sorry.
All right, technology.
It does blow my mind a little bit. Technology is a very...
Maybe mine is? No.
A little too old.
That'd be a blunderbuster of emotions we go through right there.
Wonderful. All right. Drink that Zip Fizz. Yeah, that's right. We're not sponsored, but we'll shout it out for the folks at home.
No, we actually are sponsored.
That's right. I forgot. We are sponsored. And
Jared should actually bring it up.
Tell us about it, Jared.
We are sponsored by the local Two Assholes Incorporated. Very innovative couple people in the company as well. They are starting up from the ground up, and they have a new innovative solution for everybody out there. Local Two Assholes. Get to know them. They're trying to get their name out there, do a lot of great things in the world.
Thank you, Jared.
No problem.
So it has been a while, but we're back on the mics because, I think it's good for us to just talk to each other for a little bit. you know, get some things out, some feelings, emotions, whatever we're thinking, whatever we're pondering at the moment, or what we've been pondering for
For months, because
months.
this is like our therapy session. We have a lot of things that we want to talk about, so we just hop up on the mic, discuss it, you know, criticize each other, criticize each other's lives, and we like to see how it goes.
Right.
Right.
So here on the Wanna Be Mindful podcast, we're always striving to be very mindful. And like we've always talked about, being mindful takes some certain disciplines and some certain, you know, initi yeah, some initiatives to uh to go down that path. But Jared, I want to ask you today.
You're kind of shaking the table a lot doing that, so that you know.
Sue me. I'm the bad guy. I get it.
Just letting you know. But yeah, say what you're gonna say.
So, Jared, after you sue me, I just wanted to ask you. So, in your life, how have you been doing mentally, mental clarity wise?
Mentally.
What have you found out about the world? Any discoveries? Like, what do you want to throw on the table? What interests you right now?
Well, a lot of things kind of interest me right now. I'm reading a book currently. It's called 100 Battles, going in the history of 100 battles in in the history of the world. It's pretty interesting. Something to possibly check.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, one of the ones I read today was, I think it was Austria, the Austrians, something like that. But yeah, so big old army. I think like over 10,000 for sure. Over 10,000 men. Basically, they had scouts go ahead to go and search for the other army because they were preparing a big old fight. And the scouts move forward, and they get stuck at this like one little place where it's like some barters or some people that have like a little stand of some liquid, some mysterious liquid. So they drink it, makes them drunk, and it kind of starts this whole little mess. And the scouts start to go back to where they came from, and I think one of them misfires, misfires a gun or something, and it starts this whole big like reaction from the Austrians, and it's late at night as well, so they think it's the other army, and so it starts this big old reaction, and they start fire. It starts friendly firing, like they just start killing each other as this whole big ordeal, and by the end of the whole fight, they kill and wound like 10,000 of their own men.
Wow.
That was like the first one of that kind that I've read throughout the book, but it's pretty interesting. Like 10,000 of their own men killed and wounded just from each other, just from friendly fire. So it was just a blunderbuss
Wow.
of just
What lesson can you take out of that story?
war gets spicy.
And what year was that? Is that
Like 1805, I think.
damn.
Should be.
Is that Musket era?
Yes, it's at the start of like the gunpowder era.
Okay.
About
That's interesting.
very interesting. I was like, holy
So-
shit! What a what a fiasco!
As you're reading it, it's probably enticing. Like, whoa, what happens here? And then boom.
Yeah,
They just start-
what a fiasco! I mean, there's been instances of like friendly fire and own people, own armies killing each other, but
Modern
to
day.
that degree, oof.
That's a little crazy. So your lesson, you said war can get a little spicy. I think you can go a little deeper than that. Maybe like,
Well, I
if
guess
you're on a mission of reconnaissance, don't be distracted by
drunk. Don't get plastered, and then
Because-
accidentally shoot your own rifle.
right. And we use this as an analogy to put when it comes to seeking self improvement. You're on this path. Don't get distracted by all these little things. The market stand full of liquor.
Turn this into a life lesson, I guess.
Because if you're on that path, your mission is to improve self improvement.
Seek out the enemy.
Seek out the enemy and destroy. You want to stay focused because otherwise, all you're going to do is hurt yourself, like the friendly fire that happened in this little battle.
I mean, and that is just like on any journey of self improvement, you're going to come across a lot of distractions. And I like to think of those as tests. You're going to be constantly tested on the road of self improvement, on the road of bettering yourself. People aren't going to like it. You know, they're not going to like to see the better you. They may get jealous. They may not want you to change. You know,
Why do you think that?
why?
I feel like people like the way they see you and who you are to them. So when you do have it change, they don't like that change because they're so used to who they see you as, who they want you to be. And then you start doing something completely different, you change your kind of whole personal growth journey, kind of changes who you are and who you were to them. People in your life will start not liking that change. That's just a natural human instinct too. You don't really like change. You like routine.
And it could be because you provide something for that person. So you provide friendship, you provide like a shoulder to cry on, shoulder to lean on, somebody to hang out with when you're feeling lonely or whatever. Um, yeah, it can be like you provide something for them, and then when you're on your little journey of whatever the cause may be, you're no longer that much there for that person, or that person relied on you too much that they, you know, want you to be a certain way, act a certain way. And when you're changing and improving, you may act a little bit different. You may be a little more serious rather than just wanting to go out every Friday night and hang out and, you know, just drink or do whatever. But when you're on that road of self improvement, you're like, no, I don't want to go out. I want to go do this and that. I want to go travel. I want to stay in my room tonight, study, or whatever the cause may
I
be.
hear you. I completely agree. It sounds like you're talking from personal experience too.
Mm, yeah, I guess so.
That's authentic. That's real. You're giving
We're
us.
living in a real world. I like to think so. Or it could not be real.
Some people say this world is just a trip, which kind of scares me a little bit because it could be.
To that, like, or dwell into that. What are your opinions on that? Like, how could it be one trip? Like, you know, you die, you wake up somebody else. You die, you find out the truth.
I don't know if it's a trip. It's it's uh it's a good simulator, I guess. But
Yeah. Has some kinks that needs to work out.
it has some ups and downs, but it also has some glitches and some bugs in there that we gotta, come on, computer scientists, get it.
One thing I would be like, why? How can I make it so I'm Keanu Reeves? Why can I be Keanu Reeves in this one?
Well, here's something that would demotivate the heck out of you. Let's say you wanted to be Keanu Reeves and have the skills that he has in all of the John Wick movies, right? And just the handsome good looks and the martial arts experience and everything.
He is handsome,
right? Um, and then let's say you had a higher power come down and tell you you could be Keanu Reeves, but it will take you 57 years to achieve optimal Keanu Reeves performance. Do you see what I'm saying here? You would have to dedicate your life because you could do it, right? It's the higher power comes down to you and it says it can be done in the world that you're presented to, your reality.
Keanu Reeves is just around the corner.
But that corner is 57 years away. You would have to dedicate your life. Every day you would have to do what Keanu Reeves does.
Study what he does. His mannerisms.
Exactly. You would leave out time for friends, family, holiday vacations.
You're saying I'm trying to become Keanu Reeves here. Get out of my life. If you don't want to support this, then get out.
At that moment, do you think that is really worth a life pursuing? If it would take so long, so much of your youth taken away from you.
Well, 100% not. And then I want to be the best version of myself, not Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves. He's Johnny freaking Utah.
But I'm playing some devil's advocate right now. I'm saying Keanu Reeves is the metaphorical version of your better self. And what if that takes all that time? Is it still worth pursuing?
Yeah. Because what else is there to pursue than the best version of yourself?
You got it there.
All the other stuff is just a distraction at the end of the day. I mean, we could ponder this a little
Whoa,
bit
whoa,
more.
whoa, whoa! You're talking spicy right now. What do you mean it's all distraction? Friends and families are distractions? What are you saying?
No, because I think a loving family, loving people in your life is the best version of yourself because you are ultimately a never ending loving person. So, what do you think about that? I'm not saying like family's a distraction.
I hear you. You're right. The best.
Sorry.
It's all right. Just you caught me off guard there. I was about to say some things, and you barked at me. I'm just kidding. Anyway,
It's a horrible dog.
whatever. That's a Jack Russell. I'm just kidding. Your best version of yourself is when you have great relationships with your family, great financial status, great physical status, great mental status. Everything is great in your best version of yourself. So theoretically, you're right. Families and friends are not distractions. At the same time, they are, because some of them might not be helping you get to the best version of yourself. Therefore, you know what I mean? You win some, you lose some battles there.
You got to recognize the ones that are really, good for you, helpful, want to see the best you.
And and sometimes you can't blame them for not liking you and what you're trying to do, because they're so used to the person that you've been for so long that change scares them. Therefore, their reactions are not the reactions that you're looking for. You're expecting that supportive reaction. No, their reactions are, they come off a little rude or a little unsupportive. But you can't blame them because they're not used to this new thing you're trying to achieve, new person that you're trying to be. Let's say you're always the funny guy in the friend group, and you start becoming more serious, like you were talking about. You get a little more serious. You start taking life more seriously, and you make less jokes. And now your friends are like, "What's your problem? What's going on?" You know what I mean?
You used to be the local jokester, now you're the local asshole.
Instead of them supporting, hey, what is actually going on? What are you trying to do? We're here. Let's help you out. Stuff like that, man. That's how you weed them out.
Yeah, and I think that comes from people not being comfortable with themselves and not being ultimately loving to others. If they're changing themselves and they're trying to be the better version of themselves, and you're not supportive of that, then you got to look beneath yourself. Something you got to figure out. But if it's something extreme, like you want to surgically, I guess not surgically, but physically become a dolphin per se, and you're gonna go through an extreme amount of surgeries to become a dolphin, the best version of a dolphin that you can be. And as parents, and it's
What would you do?
say you're 17, 18. Okay, say you're 18. You just become officially an adult, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna become a dolphin. You guys don't support it. Get out of my life. But as parents, you're like, this is my 18-year-old kid. He wants to become a dolphin. He's going to go through thousands of dollars of surgery just to become a dolphin.
This is still your kid. I get it. You're an 18-year-old. You're an adult.
I mean, this is an extreme case here that we're talking about. Extreme, but
Possible.
it is possible. It's probably been done before as well. But yeah, like I don't know then if you could be ultimately loving towards that. That would be hard because you really feel like this would make them happy in the end. This is where you got to throw in some advice and guidance that you're going to become this dolphin. You're going to go through all these surgeries, and then you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to be disgusted.
That's right. So that's why it's so hard, because you think, this person is so set on their goals of becoming a dolphin, and then they get it. They get all the surgeries done, they get all the implantations done, like everything.
You get a sweet little blowhole thing.
And then they realize, "Oh shit, I messed up." What do you do? Now they want to kill themselves.
He can't even speak words. He only speaks dolphin because he's so committed.
So here's the thing with that, right? It's the same thing in a more serious tone. of people that get addicted to drugs like meth, and they're kids, basically. They're kids. Shout out to beautiful boy, you know what I mean?
I
But
was just about to say that.
like
Son of a gun.
that is such a hard position to be in, right? Your kid is addicted. He's not listening. He goes to rehab. He breaks out. He doesn't want all this. What do you do? And then he calls you for help. He's like, I'm a dolphin, and I hate it. I don't know why I did it. I should have listened to you. Can you help me? And you have to, as a parent, say, no, I can't. You're you got yourself into this. This is what you wanted. I let you do this. You have to find your own way.
But wouldn't you put that on your own self for allowing him to become a dolphin?
That's the question I was going to ask you. What would you do in this scenario? Your 18-year-old kid, his birthday was yesterday. He just turned 18, and he has been talking about dolphins since he was 7. He's been infatuated with it, and he says to you, Dad, this is what I want to do with my life. I'm sorry I'm not going to do I'm sorry I'm not going to join this and follow your footsteps or do some noble work or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He says, I am going to use all the money that I worked up and become a dolphin. I'm going to get the surgeries. I'm going to get the implementations. Sorry. What are you going to do, Jared, as a father? Think about it. I really want you to dig in here. Dig in, okay? You are not 24-year-old Dr. Jared. You are a 41-year-old stud Dr. Jared, family of 3. Your firstborn child says,
Astrophysicist at this point, right?
you're damn right. Your first child says, I'm going to get this $21,000 surgery to become a dolphin. They're going to put a blowhole in my back. They're going to give me a fin, and I'm going to go, okay, what do you think? What is your response, brother? What is your response?
Well, this would give me much to consider, as I'd be very infatuated, honestly, in seeing a person, a man, an 18-year-old man, transition into a dolphin.
So your first thought is curiosity.
I would be curious, I wouldn't lie. But
Keep going.
I would also have to sit Jared Jr. down here. I'd be like, all right, Jared Jr., you got to think about this. This is a life changing surgery. You'll never be the same afterwards. And just really go through all the ramifications, go through all the things that this is really going to, affect.
Dad, I know. I know everything. I know the ramifications. I still want to do it, Dad.
Well, and honestly, if he can speak like intelligently to me, because if he's some idiot who I know is, my kid, you know everything about him, so if he's, been going on the hoopla as of late, doing doing the drugs and such.
I gave you the scenario. He's been talking about dolphins since he was 7, sober his whole life, good kid,
Entire life.
his entire life. Maybe drank once here and there because he got invited by that one cool friend he has. B's and A's throughout high school. He's smart. He knows how to make money. He's working at 14 years old. He became a lifeguard. Now he's working at a little ice cream store. This kid is smart. That's the scenario. And you love him.
Like A's in high school.
A's in high school. GPA is
All A's?
a
A couple B's?
couple A minuses. That's it.
A couple A minuses, so all A's.
All A's. But you love him. And you see the passion in his eyes. So you say all that, son, think about it. Think about the ramifications. You better not regret this because this is life-changing stuff here. And he says, Dad, I know. I want to do it. I'm going to do it, Dad, whether you want me to or not. So what do you say? Do you support me?
Jared Jr., I need you to give it a little more time to think.
Dad, I've thought for 17 years, Dad.
See, you're trying to think emotionally here, and you got to use both sides of your brain, intelligently, logically, and emotionally. You got to use both.
Dad, I've been thinking emotionally, logically, everything. This is my life calling.
You have your whole life to live as a dolphin. Give it a few more months and really see. Experience this life as a human before you do as a dolphin. I want you to a little bit long.
Okay, Dad. A few months go by. Dad, it's been months, and I have been thinking about this all day, every day since that talk, and I know for sure it's in my gut, it's in my being that I'm gonna go through with this surgery. And I listened to you, Dad. I did everything you told me to do. I gave it a few months, and I was really thinking about it. I was really thinking about me being a human, and it's just not who I am. I am going through the surgeries, Dad. Whether you want me to or not, it's scheduled tomorrow, 9 a.m. Are you gonna be there to support me?
Jared Jr., if you're doing this, I want you to be the best damn dolphin I've ever seen. Go towards it, son.
Chills. I got chills.
At that point, right? It's hard to argue.
You can't.
This is probably why I don't have a child.
Fuck. You can't. You can't. That's your baby boy who's an adult now.
My firstborn, I named him Jared Jr. He better be,
JJ.
I mean,
Little JJ.
JJ.
He's gonna be DJ. Dolphin Jared.
Dolphin
Jr. Anyway. Okay, I like that response, dude. Because at the end of the day, you're right.
It's better than, in my opinion,
But here's the
becoming a woman.
But here's the thing. That's okay. Whoa, it's a little controversial. What I will say though is like, let's flip the script because I'm gonna do the same thing. We're not gonna replay the script, but everything we said, same thing. Now let's do it with smoking meth. You tell him a few months. So you would say kind of the same thing because you tell him to think about it. Exactly. What's your response now? That's what I'm asking for. You told him, son, think about it for a few months, live sober, come on, experience life. And he says, no.
Okay, it's a different circumstance because he's not having surgery on his brain or anything.
No.
Like his brain isn't being affected.
No.
On meth, your brain is affected.
Okay.
It's working in a different capacity than it is sober.
It's dangerous.
You're addicted to meth.
Yes.
And now I guess you could argue that this kid of mine is addicted to dolphins. I don't know how you can become addicted to dolphins, but maybe there's something implanted into his brain when he was a child, like this certain love for dolphins. Maybe he kissed a dolphin and it spread a seed into him. Who knows?
Some people are born a certain way. Yeah. Chemically.
But that would be my argument is your brain works a little bit different under meth, and when it's addicted, it works in a different capacity. So I would not be supportive of my child being a meth addict.
So he says, Dad, it's been months. I listened to you, but I want to go live on my own, and I'm just going to do meth because that's my life's calling. I've never felt anything like it.
And he can go like a little while sober.
He already did. He did the 2 months you asked him to think about it. And now he's decided that, Dad, I know you wanted a son to grow up old, retire, be successful, but I want to just do meth all day, every day until I go away. What do you say to your kid?
Well, I answered the dolphin one, so I think I should pass this one to you.
I say, son. You're just going to kill yourself. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, Dad. I love meth. I love doing it. I love smoking it. I love injecting it.
And you've thought about this for the months that I told you to think about it.
Yes, Dad, I've been sober, just like you said.
Son, I want you to be the best meth addict you've ever been in your life.
Oh, Dad, you're the best. Oh, I'm going to shoot up right now, right in front of you, Dad.
Don't do it in my house, you asshole.
Yes, sir.
I'm just kidding. On a serious note, though, oh, Jared, you threw me the hardest one.
You were going to throw it at me. I had
the dolphin one I could have handled too, though. Anyway, I think Jared. Well, just answer right after me. Okay?
What's your son done? Oh, he got an A+ on the spelling bee. No, my son became a dolphin.
I'm gonna say this.
And he impregnated all the other dolphins because he's more intelligent than all the other dolphins.
You want the real answer, son? I don't support what you're doing because it's selfish. And I love you, and so many people around you love you, and you know where the road ends. You know how this ends. We both do. I know you're not stupid. So I do not support you. However, I can't stop you. This is your life. So I tried the best I could. Just know I love you. I can't stop you, but you're not welcomed here while you're doing it. I'm gonna pull Steve Carell from Beautiful Boy. That's all you can do, really.
Well, it is selfish, but also going down the road of like self improvement. That alone is kind of selfish because you're doing it for yourself. But ultimately, in the end, if you're doing it for yourself to help others, I think it's all in.
What if you're not doing? What if you're not doing it to help others? You just want to self improve yourself. Is that the message behind self improvement?
I think at the end of self improvement, you find out that life is about helping others as well. So,
that's a little controversial.
yes,
We can talk about that.
we very well could.
The word self improvement has the word self in it.
Yes.
How does that help others?
Because if you're living your best life and you have an ultimate level of love for the people around you, love for the world, love for the earth, love for the animals, love for the entire existence, then you are going to live as such. You're going to love everything. You're going to love all others as you feel they need to be loved, as you want to be loved. And you are going to love the world as it is intended to be, you know? Just profuse amounts of love envelop your body and envelop the world because ultimately that's what you are.
So I would say the journey of self improvement is more selfless than selfish.
I agree.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the podcast today. That was
I think we could keep going. We'll change up a little.
Don't shoot the messenger guy.
Sure.
You wanna-
Why end it? We're doing so good.
That was good. That was good stuff right there, Jer. People can agree that that was some good stuff. And it's also UFC 300 tonight.
UFC 300. Go down to your local Buffalo Wild Wings. Get some wings. Get some beer. If you're listening to this,
You know we're watching.
Probably only a couple people, but you know it's past the UFC 300.
For those-
I hope it was a good time.
I hope it was great too. I think let's talk to ourselves in the future. I hope you guys had great fun that night. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself, really lived in the moment.
Okay, so now talk to yourself. Say, how old are you?
Hey, Sean, you're
No, I'm
31
asking
years
you.
old.
Okay, 31. I was going to say like 20 years from now.
20. This is still gonna be up.
Okay,
10 years.
Yeah, that's good. A little bit more manageable. That's good. Talk to yourself 10 years from now. Experiment.
Hey, Sean, you're 35 by now. Hopefully, you have a few little rugrats running around your house.
Probably still an asshole.
Don't listen to that Asian buddy, because you're still friends with him too. You visit him from time to time. And you broke your knee in Colorado when you tried to do that 30-day hike. That's some bullshit, but hey, man, get over it. Anyway,
72-day.
just know I love you. And if you're listening to this, I know you're at a low point. So get up there, man. Get up there. This is your 25-year-old self talking. All right, Jared, it's your turn.
Jared, it's been a long journey to get here. Many experiences. A well-lived life so far. I must
And still an asshole.
probably still an asshole. But we're working towards it. We're working on it. Keep doing what you're doing. And experience life. All it has to offer. Don't get stuck in one place for too long. And love your loved ones to the fullest capacity. And with that, it's been the Wanna Be Mindful podcast. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day.